Francis Densmore wasn't born into power or fame. She was just a young woman from Red Wing, Minnesota, a piano teacher with a sharp ear and a sharper sense of purpose. But one day, sometime in the late 19th century, she heard something that would change her life. The echo of Native American music, rhythms, chants, and melodies that were rapidly being erased by colonization and cultural assimilation. She knew instinctively that these songs weren't just music. They were memory, language, ceremony, survival. In a time when indigenous peoples were being forced into boarding schools and forbidden to practice their traditions, Francis Densmore did something truly radical. She listened. Armed with wax cylinder recorders, notebooks, and an unshakable belief in the importance of cultural preservation, she traveled from reservation to reservation, often facing skepticism from Native communities and outright disdain from white society. But she pressed on, because every song she recorded was a lifeline. Densmore wasn't just collecting sound, she was preserving stories that were centuries old. Her recordings captured everything from lullabies and love songs to ceremonial war chants and healing rituals. She documented more than 2,500 songs from over 30 tribes, an archive of indigenous America that no one else had dared to build. Her work gave voice to a culture that the government had tried to silence, proving that music, even when whispered, refuses to die. She spent over 50 years doing this work, often on her own dime, sleeping in tents, learning to navigate the tensions between respect and curiosity. And while she wasn't perfect, her interpretations were sometimes colored by her own cultural lens, her dedication was unmatched. Francis didn't just record music. She wrote detailed notes about the singers, their tribal customs, and the meaning behind each performance. Her goal was never to steal or to own, but to protect. During her career, she collaborated with institutions like the Smithsonian and the Library of Congress, helping establish ethnomusicology as a serious field of study. Still, she remained relatively unknown in mainstream culture. Most people couldn't pronounce Densmore, let alone appreciate how her recordings would one day be the only surviving trace of certain songs and languages. But Native communities, especially in recent years, have begun to reclaim and reinterpret the recordings, breathing new life into the traditions she helped safeguard. Some of the songs Francis recorded can now be heard in classrooms, museums, and even ceremonies once again. A few tribes have used her transcriptions to revive nearly lost languages and restore ancient dances. It's a poignant reminder that culture is not a fossil, it's a flame. And Francis Densmore, with her wax cylinders and unwavering purpose, helped carry that flame through the storm of colonization. Even more impressive was how she stood against the tides of her era. In a time when women were expected to be silent, she spent her life amplifying voices that the world had tried to mute. She didn't seek applause, only preservation. And in doing so, she became one of the most important unsung heroes of American history. Francis once said that music is a pathway to understanding a people. She walked that path for decades, carrying the weight of memory, culture, and sound. And though she passed away in 1957, her recordings still echo in the archives of history, and more importantly, in the hearts of those reclaiming their cultural heritage today. Because of her, the songs didn't disappear. They waited, they endured, and now they rise.